You're listening to the Table 12 podcast. Danny Barr, Paul Marino, and Rob Klein in the other room. Gentlemen.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hello?
Paul informed me the other night, Rob, that I'm not using your last name and you're not getting enough recognition.
No, we need...
And you are the third wheel.
Yeah, I feel like the third wheel, especially when I don't get invited to the party.
Well, we didn't know if you were on a DL or not, to be honest.
It's okay. I'm over it.
A week ago, you were riding a scooter, and then this weekend you were offering to come shovel us out.
That's incredible.
Well, no, I'm not shoving you out. I volunteered to come pick Paul up because he couldn't drive anywhere.
Well, I drove on Monday. I didn't drive
He's got
Sunday.
A four-wheel drive truck.
Yeah, I mean, the weather was just horrendous.
It was frightful, I might add.
I got to tell you, I can't remember one like that. It's got to be a while. I can't remember doing that like I did 3 days. It wasn't just Sunday. You got to go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I was still working.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday.
I don't know. I know you were out there.
Michael, come see how I drive. So Saturday, so it was Janet's birthday.
Right.
And we had a couple of people over for, shout out to Savioli's. The food is perfect every time. And then Sunday you wake up to that crap.
Yeah.
And it was...
I did 4. I know you did at least 3.
I did 7.
I did 4. But now, were you talking about, when you do 7, I was just doing the driveway on one side, trying to clean the car. Your car's in the garage?
So our cars are in the garage. Our daughter's car is in the driveway.
So you had one car.
And then I had to make room for a boyfriend's pickup.
Okay.
And because of the way we all leave for work in the morning, he parks on the grass.
Mm-hmm.
And so that I have to shovel because I have gravel. I put gravel when Jimmy was still with us, living with us. He's still with us.
Right.
But he just doesn't live with us.
He relocated, you mean?
I had put gravel down, made us another driveway for him. So you can't use the snow blower on that.
Right.
It's,
Right.
So, and he was plowing for the state all weekend. So I kept shoveling his spot so he'd have someplace to park when he got back. So I would clean off Megan's car and do the front walk and then the back patio, which Janet did a couple of times because we need a place to take the dog.
Right.
And so it's a lot. It's a tremendous. The only thing I can do with the snowblower, which isn't even a snowblower, it's more of a snow thrower. So that's why I go out so often.
Right.
Once there's 4 inches on the ground, then I got to go clear it because it's very difficult.
So you had to go up your stairs and everything, up the stairs of your house to the front door too?
Yeah.
Doing all that? That is a lot.
And but then we woke up Monday morning.
It's like you did nothing.
It was like you never touched a thing.
That's what was.
The drifts were horrible.
Yep. I did 4 trips out, but I had the cars on one side and I went from left to right. And I tried to clean the cars off every time I went out a little bit, but it was, I just didn't, because the truck was in last. If I had to get out in an emergency, I'll get out. So I did that 4 times, but then you wake up the next morning, and I was out there at 6 o'clock on the last trip, because I'm done. After dinner, I'm not going back out. And then you woke up in the morning, I look out, I says, I guess I didn't do anything yesterday. It was that kind of thing.
It was the back patio, which we probably shoveled that between the two of us 4 or 5 times. Monday morning, the drifts were up to the kitchen window.
Yep.
It's like, it was, and everybody had it bad.
And it was cold.
There was no escape. Well, you know what? Thank God it was cold.
Well, because the snow, that would have been power lines down. If that
would have been bad.
Yeah.
I had brought the generator up Saturday, put it on the back patio, had it all ready, threw a tarp over it. Because once the storm hit, I wouldn't have been able to bring it up from the garage.
Wouldn't have been able to get up there.
And ironically, we didn't need it because it was so powdery and light and nothing accumulated. But today there's a car accident in Franklin, our power goes out. So I ran it for an hour,
Okay.
But,
no, I mean,
it was.
My back was bothering me already. I'm trying to navigate this.
Well, you got that oblique.
I got that. And
you got the oblique injury.
So I got to get suited up, right? I figured, what am I going to do? I told my wife, I said, you should have got me a pair of long underwear in Walmart. But she goes, no, I got you a pair that you didn't like. It was a one-piece Zebula Walton red
with the
from
trap door.
Gunsmoke. Yeah. So I says, well, I'm going to wear it. I think it was great, but so I had the red. It looked Gunsmoke Zeb Walton. You know
I
what
would be out getting the mail in that thing.
Yeah. Well, I had it
Absolutely.
I had it underneath. I had.
The neighbors would all know I have it.
So they worked out okay.
They,
But like you
but
did.
my question, though,
Yes.
let's back up a little
Yeah, go ahead.
because you just kind of glossed over something, and I just want to ask you, why do you need your wife to buy you long johns?
Well, she happened to be
You
in
know
Walmart.
where
No,
Walmart is.
She happened to be there, and I was outside, and I forgot about it, and I
So,
was waiting outside.
It's her fault.
No, that's not her fault. It's not her fault. I just didn't think of it when she was going into Walmart that the storm would be,
So you didn't think of it. So you said to her, you should have.
I should have asked her, is the way
That's the way.
I
That's
should have asked her.
Paula, you're welcome.
I should have asked her. But anyway, she said, well, what do you got the other one in the drawer there that you never wore? Says, well, guess what? Today's the day. And I wore it Sunday and I wore it Monday, and it was warm, kept me warm. And because the first day,
Well, that's the intention.
you're out there in the snow. I mean, it was snowing too on Sunday.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So
Sideways.
it's not like it was like,
Sideways. Always from left to right, though, at my house.
So then Sunday was that Sunday and Monday we recapped already, and then so Tuesday, I get up. Obviously the salt didn't I didn't have any salt. I ran out. So now I said I'm going to go up to ShopRite. I got one of the last 3 bags of chloride, whatever that chloride salt is.
Sodium.
And then I had to carry it to the truck, and then I
There
re-aggravated
you
my
go.
back again. Okay. But then we had to go out today to the motor vehicle. When I got back, the sun did actually help the driveway, so I was able to scrape some more up, put the salt down again. So the driveway's getting better because this morning it was just a sheet of ice. But yeah, then you worry about
This is a gripping conversation.
but you
Yeah.
you
It's amazing how the sun works for you like that, isn't it?
well, I didn't think it was going to work because of the temperature. See, the temperature is an equalizer. If the temperature's too low, the sun can't work as well.
I don't know.
So then you get demoralized when you hear last night that there's another one coming.
Can we go to the meteorologist? Maybe they can explain it to us.
Who, Rob
Wait,
Klein?
we don't have a meteorologist.
I'm not the
Rob, are you a
meteorologist.
meteorologist?
No,
All right.
I'm done with the snow.
Real shows have, there's
okay.
a
So
meteorologist.
so we're texting.
Real shows
three-
have listeners.
The 3 of us are texting.
that would be
3 of
accurate,
us are
Rob.
texting, right? So we were contemplating on Monday doing this show on Monday, but it was just too complicated, I guess. So Rob says, "Well, I'll come over, shovel you out, and pick you up and take you over for the show." I said, "I have a truck to get over." I said, "Plus, I'm not going to have a guy who just had surgery 3 months ago. He's in physical therapy, who's the producer of the show, come over to my house to help me dig me out with a broken ankle. That would have been a bad look for me." So
Yes.
that's why I didn't want to do that. So
Imagine him getting out of the car and then pulling out his scooter and saying, "Hey,
does that scooter have a plow on it?
can I get that for you?"
I can't have that. Rob, were you setting me up for that? Maybe you thought maybe if
I just thought we needed more topics for the show, and we could ride that for 6 months.
you actually showed up to do it, that the crippled guy has to help me get out of the driveway.
Hey, you got someone to buy your long johns for you. You got someone
That was a gift. That was a few years ago. That was a gift. Something.
someone mows your lawn.
I pay for that. So the whole idea here is it's not even February yet. So we're trying to get through this winter. But we had a couple games on Sunday.
So
Do you have anything else to add on this?
well, I'm okay. Thanks for asking.
How you doing? I did ask you. The first thing I said at the top was, "How you doing, Dan?"
It beat the hell out of me. I mean, the last storm like this that I had to deal with was 30 years ago. And
And that means you were 30 years younger.
that's how the math works. And I can guarantee you this is the last storm I do. I can't do it.
Are you going to try to get someplace for the winter?
I'll have to make arrangements for someone to come do it. But I saw pictures online of people that waited until it was over.
Yeah.
And I needed a Xanax just looking at those pictures because their cars were buried, between 2 cars.
You can't wait for.
I don't know how anyone. I don't know how anyone did that.
You can't wait for that.
I pace the house as it is. I couldn't imagine looking out my window watching 2 feet of snow drop and not do anything about it. I can't do it. I can't. And
And then yesterday afternoon, after lunch, I noticed there was like a coating again.
yeah, there was a little.
So I used I went out with the leaf blower,
yeah.
did the whole thing with the leaf blower.
So this storm, the first 2 times I went out, that's how I did the steps and walk. As long as you get out there quick enough, it worked. But then it started coming down like 2 inches an hour,
and now you're done.
But
Yeah, and then there was that like between 12 and 4, it was like 2 inches. Like it was.
yeah, it was really and sideways the whole time. So even doing the snow blower, like mine is too small to throw across the width of my driveway. So I just keep blowing snow and then having to go over it again and just, keep adding to the one side of my driveway. Because anytime I tried to turn and shoot it the other way, it just blew back in my face. So
you had no injuries or nothing.
So no injuries. Nope. I'm a little sore.
Yeah, I'm sore.
A little sore, shoulder sore. Use some muscles I don't normally use that I forgot I had. I'm not.
And I had an appointment Monday, fine, because I've been trying to get this real ID done.
Yeah. So did you get that done?
So obviously it snowed Monday. They were closed.
Right.
So they sent us an email that you can come anytime from the 20, which next day, Tuesday, the 27th, to February 10th. You can just show up and show the email on my phone,
and they'll take you.
And that's what happened today. We went today. I was only there an hour. We had everything done.
Got it. All right. Good.
So now, because our driver's license are both up next week, the 3rd and the 5th. So now we have the paperwork.
Well, you did it right. Me, I didn't know I needed a real ID when my license expired. I renewed my license.
Right.
And now all of a sudden they said, by May you have to have it. So we're going in February.
It was $35 a piece for the
it's a racket.
Yeah.
The whole thing's a racket.
But I was surprised. It was a lot. I mean, I couldn't hardly get a spot. I was looking to get a spot. We were out of there in an hour, start to finish. But now they got to mail it to you. So they gave you a piece of paper. So if you get pulled over, your driver's license it'll expire next week. But if you show your driver's license and then a piece of paper,
right,
you're good to February 26th.
Where are your papers?
Yeah. So we did that.
Just in case you got to go through Checkpoint Charlie.
Yeah. So
that happened to me during COVID. I got stopped.
Well,
because I had to work every day.
I had an essential ID from New York, from New Jersey, state of New Jersey.
I carried 2 letters. One from the company, because saying we were essential.
Yeah.
And one from Governor Cuomo.
Yeah, because you're in New York. You were working in New York. Yeah.
And I did. I was asked once.
Yeah, I just wore it around my neck at all times.
Well, you had a job where you got a lanyard.
Right.
Yeah. I've never had one of those jobs. I've never had a lanyard.
Yeah, I had a lanyard. So, but I know you had trouble. I was able to catch most of the 2 games in between trips out to the driveway.
Yeah, I saw very little. I saw mostly I saw the Seattle New England game,
which was a better game.
But
the Pat Denver game.
Real quick before you get into the games, I was watching the Rich Eisen show.
Yeah,
it's probably my favorite sports show, other than when you do the scores.
Right, he's good. He's good, Rich.
And in September, the NFL put out a poster promoting the Super Bowl because it's Super Bowl 60 right. And the artwork to the poster shows from the back all these players converging on the stadium in San Francisco where the game is.
Mm-hmm.
And you look, and the first player you see is Barkley, right, standing in the back. And then it kind of just it shows a crowd, And the 2 players all the way at the front of the crowd, the first 2 players is May and Darnold.
That makes no sense. Right?
Well, I think it's a bit of a coincidence that they're the 2 quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. And this artwork was done last year.
Games were played in the hotel room.
Well, that's what the conspiracy theorists are saying.
And the other thing, did you realize that they were both 60-1 shots in Vegas to get to the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year?
That would have been a nice day off.
Yeah. And you could have parlayed them and made a fortune that way. But all you had to do was pick them to get there, 60-1 each. Barkley makes sense because that was the last Super Bowl last year.
Well, it was players from every team.
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner was in the picture too with a Jet jersey on, so it was like,
But that doesn't make.
well, no, because the artwork was done last year, so it was the poster at the beginning of the season.
Oh, okay. Well, shouldn't it have been something like a retro from all the Super Bowls? People have played?
No, it was current players. They're all vying for the Super Bowl. That was the image you're supposed to get. Is that this crowd of players
I get no,
is vying to get to that stadium?
But the two in the front are
But
there.
the first two are the two quarterbacks.
That's not. Yeah, that's a little conspicuous.
You want to say that again?
Conspicuous.
I'll give you another shot. We can edit that out.
Conspicuous.
It's wild. What a coincidence that was. Because neither team was an early pick.
No. 60-1. It tells you they weren't. Vegas had that.
The teams were 60-1.
Yeah, to make it.
You know, there's some guys up in Boston and Seattle that dropped $1,000
Probably.
just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Just dropped $1,000. I mean, I know fans do that to their teams all the time. You know,
Well, somebody got a good payday. Like
Yeah.
you said.
be nice.
But the first game wasn't that good. You had a backup quarterback because Bo Nix got hurt last week, and then you had a.
He actually played better than I
He
expected him
didn't
to.
play bad.
The first half especially.
The second half was the weather equalized the entire game.
So I never thought of this. I've been watching football my whole life, and this is the first time I ever thought. And I think it was it Brady that was doing that game? No, it was Nance and
Tony Romo.
Romo said it. Romo said in the second half the Patriots had an advantage because they wore their white jerseys, and it was difficult for Stidwell to see what the defense was doing because of the snow-covered
That's a
field.
good point.
Yeah, I've never heard an announcer talk about that.
But in the first half, Denver was playing well. They were winning 7-0. They
Their
got through a
defense
touchdown
was
pass.
playing
But
very well.
they got down there again, and look, you could second guess all you want. I said the first guess. You got a rookie quarterback, was 4th and 1. Kick the field goal, you're up 10-0. Because you don't know how the rest of the game's going to go.
But you saw how those field goals went. It was brutal.
Well, the second half, it was just unbelievable.
Brutal.
So he didn't kick the field goal. He went for the 4th down, missed it.
Yeah.
And that was it for points for the rest of the game. He didn't get another point. Now, why is that important? The weather changed in the second half. It was tough to do anything. Both defenses had the advantage. And towards the end of the game, they're missing field goals. One of the guys on the New England Patriots blocked the field goal, who was an ex-Jet, by the way. He was on the Jets at some
Great.
point.
Another ex-Jet going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So
I love that.
the weather just stifled both teams in the second half. Nobody could do anything. They missed a couple missed field goals. So the final score was 10-7. So
And wasn't it great sitting there watching that storm come into Denver while you're sitting at home watching a storm come into, into your house?
It wasn't good. I didn't enjoy it.
It was like what was that? What they used to do in the movie theater when they introduced it with the movie Earthquake. They hooked things up to the seats to make them
shake.
Make them shake. Shit, I remember there was a name for that. Rob, come on, help me out, man. Are you awake in there?
I am awake.
All right. I thought maybe the screen froze again.
No, still there.
So I mean, that's the weather. Just
Sense around. Sense around. It was called. Yeah, sense around.
And the second game was a better game. Seattle and the Rams. Sam Darnold, 25 or 36, 346 yards passing, 3 touchdown passes, no interceptions.
Just like he learned on the Jets.
Yeah, he learned on the Jets. He outplayed Stafford, and Stafford had a good game. They had their chances, the Rams, but a couple of key things happened. A guy fumbled a punt, turned into points, Seattle. And you know, they were going back and forth for most of the game, but then I thought the last team that had the ball would have won. Stafford had the ball and couldn't complete a couple of passes in the end zone, so that game ended.
They, I saw that there was some question.
The final was 31-27.
Was it Nakua had that catch and they didn't rule it a catch?
No, they said he was out.
He said he was out and he wasn't.
I thought he was in bounds. You talking about the last play of the game when he?
Yeah, it was a 4th down. Was it a 4th down play?
But
So the game would have ended anyway.
He
Right.
he was tackled. He fell out of bounds, but he was kind of in.
He kind of caught it flying out of bounds.
Yeah, but he
dragged his feet.
The
It
ref,
was a good catch.
you know, the ref, like they always do, somehow impacted. So they ran out of time. I don't know how this Super Bowl is going to shape up, but Seattle has an advantage. I think that both defenses are good in this Super Bowl.
Seattle's the favorite,
Yeah,
and I think by 2.5.
I think
right
it's
now.
look. You got two young quarterbacks. Okay, I think it's just going to come down. Basically, the defense is canceling the other two out, but whichever quarterback plays the best is going to probably win the game.
Did I see correctly that the last time they met was it 14 years ago when Butler
Yeah,
caught that
I don't think it was 14. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what year that was.
2000,
It was
2012?
It might have been. No, it wasn't 2012. The Giants were there in 2012. I don't remember the year, but that was Malcolm Butler caught the
Yeah.
interception against
When
Seattle when
everyone second guessed Pete Carroll.
they should have Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch, right. But it was quite a while ago. I mean, at least 10 years ago.
I think it was 2018, but I didn't look that up. I think it was 2018, Dan.
Let me go to the World Wide Web, and you just talk for a second.
So I just think that you have to you got to basically look
So
at the
condescending.
look
isn't
at
it?
the quarterback play next week, and I don't know who I give the edge to the second year guy or the 7-year guy. Darnold, 7 years in the league. The last 2 years he's won 14 games in the regular season. Last year when he was with the Minnesota Vikings, he kind of
2013.
was it 13.
So
Okay.
it's 13 years ago.
Then they won a Super Bowl after that. Then I think Patriots.
No, only
didn't they?
one time. Seattle.
After no. What about the
Seattle
Patriots?
won in 2000,
No, I know that.
2013. They won the NFC in 05, 13, 14, and 25.
I know that. But the year of that Super Bowl, what year was that? It wasn't 13.
So it says 2013.
That's the year that they played in the Meadowlands. It was 2014 was the Super Bowl for the 13th season, and they beat Denver.
Yes, but no,
You were talking about the Malcolm Butler Seattle game.
that's when they lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So that was later on. I think that was 5 years later.
No, well, 14 was the last time they would have been in it.
No.
Says right here, NFC Championship, 14, and then 2025.
Well, that doesn't mean that they didn't get there as a wild card. I don't know what happened, but they played.
No. Well, they still have to win the NFC
The
Championship.
Russell Wilson went there after that one. They lost. They won the first playoff game. They won the first Super Bowl that they were in. They lost the second Super Bowl that they were in, and that wasn't it. They played the Pats. That's what your original question was. When did they play the Pats last with Malcolm Butler?
Okay, hold on. Keep talking.
Well, I don't know what kind
I'm trying to figure it out.
what kind of
man.
internet do you have?
I got the World Wide Web.
You're looking up the wrong stuff.
I'm looking at
I'd look it up, but it'd probably do worse than you.
okay. Let me go at this a different way then.
We can't even go to commercials, so let's just I know that they played after that 14 Super Bowl. That 14 Super Bowl was in the Meadowlands.
The one with that interception?
No,
No.
the one that you just mentioned. The 2013 season ended up in MetLife in 2014, and then we had a blizzard the next day after that. Look, I can't spend all day on this one.
I understand.
So,
It was played in Arizona,
right. What was it?
2015.
Okay.
So you're right. It was later.
Yeah, it was like, so I don't even think that's right, but we'll just leave it there.
Well, you going to argue with Google?
Did they go to back Seattle in?
They did.
They must have went back to
They went
back.
back to back, 13 and 14. And
Anyway, so one of our first shows last year was about the Hall of Fame voting. Okay?
Oh, yeah. This is okay. Glad you brought this up. I
Okay.
forgot about it.
So it's very political. I never, I was mad last year because Eli Manning didn't get in as a first ballot Hall of Famer. Well, guess what? Last night they voted the finalists, and Bill Belichick
Is not in it.
not get voted in on the first ballot. Everybody's up in arms.
Well, I'm not.
Well, because you're a Jet fan.
No, I could care less either way.
Well,
They-
can I get through this here? You want you to
Sure.
interrupt?
Go ahead.
No, listen.
I didn't mean to talk while you were
I
interrupting.
don't want to do research and then you have
I
going
got
off
you.
the cuff.
Yeah, have at it.
So 333 wins regular season.
Second only to Don Shula.
Right. 9 Super Bowl appearances, 6 wins,
2 with the Giants.
31 playoff appearances, and 2 as a defensive coordinator. Bill Polian, who used to be the general manager of the Buffalo Bills when they lost 3 Super
Right.
Bowls.
He doesn't like Bill Belichick.
Right. And he was also with the Colts when most of the times New England beat them. Okay. He brings up at a meeting Deflategate and Spygate because he was involved in the Deflategate
And
controversy.
rightly so.
Okay. And he brings that up at a meeting. It shouldn't go in on the first
Right.
ballot. Okay.
He's making a statement.
So 10 people also didn't vote, or 9 other people didn't vote for it. But he forgot how
He
he
says
voted.
he doesn't remember,
He doesn't remember how he voted.
Yeah, that's a line of shit.
Okay? 2 weeks ago, you remember who you voted for. Now, Bob Kraft got voted in,
As well he should be.
but he's going in now on the first ballot.
As he should.
And Bill Belichick coached the team, or he wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, Bob Kraft. But it's political. Bill Polian's friends.
Well, that's like saying Emmitt Smith wouldn't be in if it wasn't for Nate Newton. But,
But Bob Kraft sat in the booth. He didn't do anything but
he
hire the guy.
wrote the checks.
Okay, this sounds like a disgruntled Jet fan. Okay, and in a week I'm probably going to be ticked off
I
again
love Bob Kraft.
because Eli. If they don't vote him, Eli's probably not going to get voted in the second ballot. It's all political. It's all a waste of my time.
Well, you just want him to go in because your flower receipt signature will go up in value. That he gave you without a tip. But I completely understand why this guy feels the way he does.
Take your green-colored glasses off and explain it to me.
Listen, this wasn't accusations. He was fined. He was suspended. He lost a draft pick. These were serious charges that were founded. The Spygate with Mangenius is the one that dimed him out on that. And
were they spying on the Jets? Is that what you're
yes,
saying?
they were spying on the Jets.
How do you need to spy on the Jets,
Jets
to beat
beat
them?
them.
How do you need to spy on the Jets to beat them?
Mangenius beat the Patriots.
Well, then there's a problem. Maybe Mangenius was spying.
I never understood the whole Deflategate thing. I just didn't understand it.
Football's
Right. He wanted a better grip. I mean, Brady's got hands the size of first baseman gloves. It's, I don't know. I don't understand it, but I understand the point he's making, that you don't get to break the rules and then get in the Hall of Fame on the first ballot.
When you have that kind of a record? Yeah.
I think he's making a statement.
Bill Polian got in the Hall of Fame. He has more Super Bowl losses than anybody.
You're right, but he didn't cheat.
Yeah.
Maybe if he had, they would have had a couple of Super Bowl wins.
Well, I beg to differ on this subject. I don't think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. You could put.
Listen, you want to turn a blind eye to the cheating? Go right ahead. That's up to you. You're the one that's got to sleep on your pillow. I'm not sleeping on it. I say you let the guy wait a year.
Well, that's obvious, but you can't forget about. Let's take Bill Polian out of
Belichick would
take
probably
him out
have
of the
his,
mix.
Belichick would probably have his hot little.
Can you take him out of the mix for a second?
Make the introduction.
Can you take him out of the mix for a second? Why does the other 9 people didn't vote for him? Same reason? Because he got
Probably
up at a
the same-
meeting.
Listen, Albert Bell's still not in because he was an asshole. Sometimes.
But do you vote if you're supposed to be on that committee to vote? Are you voting because you don't like the guy, or he deserves to be there
it's your vote.
based on his stats?
It's your vote.
You're on that committee to say
Every November, we go into the polls and we vote for someone for various reasons. There's a lot of people that didn't vote for Trump,
I understand.
but that's why. But he's still president. People go in and vote their heart. Now, I'm not saying I agree with it. I hate that the writers vote the baseball players in, and that's why Albert Bell's not in because he wasn't nice to the writers.
Yeah. They take that into consideration a lot.
I know, and they shouldn't.
No, they should. That's my point. That's what I'm trying to say. Shouldn't you be looking at, does he belong in?
But Albert Bell never cheated. Belichick cheated. Otherwise, he wouldn't have the nickname Belicheat.
I never heard that. Did you call him that? Did you just coin that
I didn't
phrase?
make that up.
I never heard Belicheat, but
Belicheat? You never heard that?
nah. I tend to stay positive. I don't go to the negative
Yes,
side.
you are the most positive person I've ever met. You walk in here today, I'm like, Paul, how you doing? Couldn't be better. What's the matter? Oh, nothing.
Nothing. No, I just it's busy.
Maybe it's just your tone. But anyway,
Yeah. Enough about me.
I understand. Yeah, I understand. I understand why some people would not vote for Belichick the first time. Next year, he's a lock. But you got to send a message. There was one person that didn't vote for Mariano Rivera. There was one person that didn't vote for Tom Seaver.
No, Mariano Rivera went in unanimous. He was the only one.
No,
Derek
Jeter?
Jeter was the only one. Yeah.
And the guy who didn't vote for him didn't vote for the sole reason he said no one should go in unanimous.
Well, too late the year before, whatever year that was, year or two before.
So
Rivera went in
right,
unanimous.
but I'm just saying that's why some people vote the way they vote. That writer didn't vote for Jeter because he wanted to make sure there was one no vote.
Okay, well that's not your decision. Your decision should be
I think that's petty.
Yeah,
I think it's petty bullshit.
And Jeter didn't even bat an eye. He goes, "Look, only one guy didn't vote for me. That's an honor for me. So that's fine."
And it made the news.
Yeah.
If he'd have voted yes, then no one would have ever heard of him. But Belichick, he's obviously a lock. His numbers are there. And listen, I would have voted for him,
even though you don't like him. So that's a perfect example. See, you're a Jet fan,
but I understand why people didn't.
Okay,
I understand why there has to be a message sent.
I also think, and by the way, they changed the criteria for coaches. 1 year, you're eligible. It used to be 5, like the players. They only changed that.
That's good.
In 2025, they changed.
But the only problem with coaches is they come back.
That's true, and I didn't think that even though you took a college job, you'd still be eligible.
Well, yeah, because you're not in the league.
Yeah.
But some guys like Gruden have come back, and Cowher was out.
I even think Joe Gibb was already in the Hall of Fame when he came back. I could be wrong about that, but when he had a big stint in between.
Right,
Redskins.
Bill Cowher could have done that. Bill Cowher could have come back after 5-6 years of not being in, and coaches can do that. Players don't really do that.
So do you think Eli Manning will be back
as a player?
No, in the Hall of Fame. You think he'll be on this ballot? Will he get in?
Oh, I hope so.
All right.
I happen to like the guy.
I don't have much faith in it. But
I mean, I also think guys like Mattingly are getting ripped off.
Mattingly should have been in. He should have got in baseball again.
Yes,
he just had a vote.
And I think now he can't. I think he's off the list, which is a shame. Sometimes I think when, like take Bo Jackson for instance, like the impact he had on the game, but wasn't in the game long enough and got hurt.
Yeah, career-ending injury.
So but yet he was impactful while he was playing. But Hall of Fames are weird to me. Sometimes I think it's just just one last pat on the back.
They like to put people in that, like you said, like they get along with,
Well, the difference between baseball and
there's a lot of New York bias. I don't care what anybody says.
There's the difference between the Football Hall of Fame and the Baseball Hall of Fame is they let LT in. And
well, LT, what did he do? He did it to himself. He was always in trouble, but
right.
On
but
the
that's
field,
what I'm saying.
You judge on the field.
Well, but apparently not. Well, I mean, I guess Belichick, the Deflategate had nothing to do with Belichick.
No, it was the quarterback
and the equipment manager.
But now Tom Brady, when he's eligible, is he going in first ballot? They're going to say Deflategate.
Right. It should be interesting.
Well,
I bet you someone will.
Well-
I bet you someone will bring that up.
Well, if Belichick didn't get in first ballot, Tom Brady shouldn't get in the first ballot. And guess what? He's going to get in first ballot.
Oh, sure.
But he came out and said something too today about it.
Oh, listen, I think it's ridiculous.
I mean,
Because
Jimmy-
they all cheat.
Jimmy Johnson came out and said the Hall of Fame is ridiculous. He ain't in the Hall of Fame first ballot.
They all cheat. A week ago, the interception that wasn't an interception.
Yeah, I mean,
The guy knew he didn't catch that ball, right? I remember Derek Jeter pretending he got hit by a pitch,
I remember that.
shaking his hand and holding his wrist and everything, and when he played it back, it never touched him.
No,
You
but
know,
they didn't have no replay back then.
right? If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah. Well, it's like,
I mean, cameras up in the
Well, it's like-
stadium
but-
is a little
but you know, that's a good example. If you're up to bat, you're not going to help the umpire. Yeah, it hit me.
right.
You're going to say the opposite, right?
To me, if you're trying to cheat while playing the game, okay, that's one thing versus using technology and other people
Right.
to cheat.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that is probably the biggest issue they have is that Belichick used technology to cheat. Whether he was directly
Allegedly,
responsible for
yeah.
No, he got fined $500,000 for it. And he lost a draft pick. So obviously the charges were founded.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But when the players do it on the field and they're just trying to get something past the ump or the ref or whatever,
Well, since we're on baseball, Yankees signed Bellinger. Took a while. but
Yes.
He came down to meet their. They weren't budging at 5 years, 165, and no other teams were giving him the 7 years or 6 years that he wanted. So he got a 5-year deal with 2 opt-outs, one after the second year and one after the fourth year, I think. I'm sorry, second and third year. And the Mets signed Bo Bichette. I think there's going to be a lockout after next year.
the Mets did sign Bo Bichette?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They gave him
Boba Fett?
They gave him 3 years, $126 million, with an opt-out after the first and second year. So he can opt out after the first year. But I think most of these teams they want a salary cap here because of the way it's structured with the Dodgers, and I think there's going to be a lockout at the end of this 26 season. But we'll have to see. I don't know. What do you think on that?
I haven't given much thought.
No.
Nah, I'm not in the game, man.
And
I'm not at the
the
table.
Mets also traded for Peralta. He's a front.
If they bring me to the table, I'll have an opinion.
So golf started up again,
Golf,
right, Dan?
yeah. Well, this is the second week, but first week with some of the guns coming back. And, of course, Scheffler picked up right where he left off. And Birdie Machine, 27 under. It's just ridiculous.
He's the number 1 golfer, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then Bruce Kepler
And there's
came
some-
back. He's
He didn't
coming
come back
this week.
coming back this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some daylight between 1 and 2 right now with Scheffler, but it's very competitive. Ever since Tiger stopped playing, it's become very competitive.
Yeah. Well, you mean the old Tiger before he started having
Right.
injuries, or
Yeah.
when he was at the top of his game?
Right. Then it was just,
So what's the next couple coming up?
well, Xander Schauffele is always up there.
No, I mean the next tournament, like when they start kicking in the big.
Oh, this week it's at Torrey Pines. They're in California right now. They're doing the California.
You're not going to be around here. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Syracuse. They got a tournament in Syracuse.
Virtual golf, maybe.
They have that.
I know.
I found it completely boring.
You played it.
I have played simulator.
They got one over in Vernon there at that pizza joint.
Yeah, on
Like
Vernon
Smokey
Crossing.
Joe's there.
Yeah, but there's one across the street from my office, and so at lunchtime we'll go over and hit a bucket.
Nice. So you're getting ready for. Well, you got time yet, but your golf starts what in May?
I start playing in May. A lot of people start playing in April. My body doesn't agree with the cooler weather, so May is when I start looking for tee times.
Well, I guess next Monday, hopefully, we won't have a weather report. Hopefully, at least
Well-
minimal. We don't know yet. It's too early.
Hopefully, this storm coming this weekend goes south like they're saying it might be. I have tickets to see Jim Jeffries at the Beacon Theater.
I don't know who he is.
Jim Jeffries is an Australian comic
Oh, he's a comic.
he's just about as inappropriate as you can be. So
Oh, that's not. Yeah.
yeah, you wouldn't like him. He's
No.
actually quite funny, so you'd never like him. but I've wanted to see this guy for years and been looking forward to it.
You're not introducing him. You're not part of the act.
I'm not the opener.
Not the opener.
No.
Not this time.
No.
Is Janet going with you?
Yeah.
So what do you do? Take a ride into the city with a.
Going, we're gonna go across the bridge.
But are you taking a
West Side
vehicle?
Highway.
You taking a vehicle? Or you're driving over. Somebody driving you.
No, driving
Limousine? Nothing.
my car.
Little dinner and
I've got parking garage 4 blocks away, and
you go get something to eat while you're there, or you.
yeah, well, there's a place called the Amsterdam Pub Brew House
Uh huh.
around the corner from the Beacon. So I'm gonna try. I got to call tomorrow, see if I can get a reservation. But
What else you do when you're in there? See the tree? Or-
no, I'm not even going near Midtown.
Oh, this is.
Yeah, the Beacon's up 74th or 75th Street, something like that.
Oh.
So alongside the park. And so nope, George Washington Bridge, West Side Highway, parking garage. That's it.
Yeah, I got no plans for the weekend yet. I'm trying to weigh all my options out. Yeah, a lot of things on the table.
Heading up to Boston.
No.
Yeah.
No. Don't go where there's more snow. I learned that a long time ago.
Rob, what
Yeah.
are you doing? You're busier than all of us.
We're going to see Rascal Flats on Friday night.
Roscoe?
Rascal.
Rascal?
Roscoe Flat. Yeah, he was on Green Acres.
Oh, there it is. There, Rascal. Rascal. You got a poster over there on the.
They is that out in Bethlehem?
No, it's in Newark
Oh, at the Rock?
or at the Pack. I don't know.
Oh, I love the Performing Arts Center down there. That's a beautiful venue.
Where?
The New Jersey Pack Performing Arts Center
on the Parkway.
in Newark.
Oh, I thought you meant
No,
the one
that's
on-
PNC.
Oh, PNC.
They no NJ Pack. Gorgeous.
Who's opening for them? Roscoe Wade?
Elena something, I think. You won't know her. She's country, so I'm sure you don't know her.
Boy,
Yep.
Rascal Flatts has been around a long time.
Did you ever hear Tom T. Hall? He was something.
They
He's dead, I think, though, Dan. Tom T. Hall.
Tom T. Hall, I believe, has passed a long time ago.
That's when country music was big time.
Is it? It's not big time anymore.
It's okay. I don't really listen to much of it, but
So it's not big time unless you listen.
not my cup of tea. I like what's his name, the guy who was married, Keith Urban. He was married to Nicole Kidman. I like
Yeah.
him because he kind of crosses over into rock and roll. Out of the rock shows, he goes in and he's a guest.
He has a new series out on streaming where it's kind of like an American Idol for country singers, where he's trying to find his opening act, and so you start with like 16 people, they all do a song, and then someone gets eliminated. The three bottom, and they critique them and what have you. Gretchen Wilson's involved, and Blake Shelton is involved. I watched one
What is
episode.
that on
so far.
CMT?
No, it's on one of the streaming networks. It wasn't bad. It's fine. It's another Voice or
Yeah.
American Idol or whatever. It's another one of those type shows, except it's all country. These are people that have been, they're not kids. These are people like in their 30s, late 30s, early 40s that have been doing the redneck bar circuit for years and paying their dues. And Keith Urban's just trying to give them an opportunity, get some exposure.
Yeah, he got a new girlfriend, I think. That's why he broke up his marriage or something, right? Something happened there. I think he split.
Listen, if I knew there was an opportunity, I'd hook up with Keith.
Nicole Kidman or Keith?
Either one.
You're an equal opportunity guy.
Hey, twice the chance of getting lucky.
God almighty. Anyway, next week we're going to preview the Super Bowl. Hopefully we'll see how you made out at the Beacon Theater.
And they're going to do the honors, right? The NFL honors, whatever the hell they
Yeah.
call that, where they give out the
I
Walter
don't like
Payton
that.
Award. And
Yeah,
all that.
I might check in on that, but I don't really like that show much. Do you watch?
I've
it?
never seen it.
It's the same. It's an award show.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's a pat on the back.
Exactly. But we'll see what happens with the Hall of Fame finalists. I'll probably be ticked off next week too. So that's
Wow, that means it's been a year
it's a year. It'll be a year.
since we started
We started.
releasing them in August, but Paul and I and Rob have been getting together since last February 3rd, to start figuring out if we can do this, and we're still trying to figure it out. And
Yeah.
we still don't know if we can do it, but we figured if we're going to screw it up, we might as well just let everyone hear us screw up.
Yeah. So I guess we're going to meet on February 2nd on a Monday, unless you guys.
And then it's just going to seem like we're doing it all over again.
It's a year.
No, it's Groundhog Day.
I'll have
Jesus.
to get you guys. a
God, I
cake.
hate explaining a joke.
It's Groundhog Day.
Jesus. See, I have accused Paul since we started this. He doesn't listen when I talk. And there
I
you
do
go.
listen, but
It's
I was
just
thinking of
another
something else.
example. That's what I'm talking about.
I was thinking that it was a year, and you were talking about Groundhog Day.
Because I said it's going to be like we're doing it all over again.
Right. It's Groundhog Day. Is that what you're saying? It's Groundhog Day. True.
Some folks say we can't pay the rent.
Anyway, thanks, Rob.
You're welcome.
We'll see you next week.
Yep,
Screen's frozen, Rob.
I know. I do that on purpose.
All right. So try to do a more attractive pose next time before it freezes.
All right, I'll make sure I take off my clothes.
I know.
No. Throwing the flag on that. See ya.